Our next panelist is Commander Giridharan. He is an alumni of IIT Kharagpur, IIM Indore. Now just look at the paradox. Okay, we are all logisticians. It's only in the last 8, 10, 15 years that really educated guys want to come into logistics. And here we have an IIM, IIT guy saying, I want to work in logistic education. I want to help your industry do better where you all should be working. You know? So I think that, sir, makes you stand out for all of us. He's had 30 years experience as a senior academic administrator in leading universities, corporate training academies, institutes, multinational companies, skill development centers, and in the Indian Navy. With this, I present to you Commander Giridharan. Thank you, sir.
Check. It's working. Thank you, Swami, sir. In fact, good evening. It is supposed to be working. Yeah. It's my great honor to be amongst this August gathering. In fact, like as he has mentioned, I'll move it there. Podium is on. Hand mic is.
Podium mics are always limiting for teachers.
In fact, I feel a bit formal standing out in the podium because the audience can't see my legs shivering. And I would like that is the reason I wanted to have the hand mic. Nevertheless, it's fine. I thought I can be a bit more informal. Thanks for the wonderful introduction. In fact, this gathering has brought in, I had met him almost a couple of years back in Ahmedabad. Wonderful setup. And I could meet all my old friends. In fact, it's an honor to be in this August gathering. And I just wanted to share my journey in the last 12 years. Of course, 25 years I was in the Navy. That was a different avatar of mine. Last 10 years, 12 years has been in the skilling ecosystem, and that has really opened up my eyes and vision and radar range. Being, as you say, an academician, a trainer, this skill ecosystem is a different beast altogether. So that gave me an insight into what best can be done and how best the defense system can be brought into this skill ecosystem. Can I have the next slide, please, sir? The next one. In fact, a lot of myth about skill ecosystem and what is the reality. Whenever we go to any such gathering, we just show this slide. This is the potential placement companies. A lot of companies are waiting for you, and you'll be placed in one of these companies. In fact, this is a slide, I also have been using it for quite some time. But what is the reality? This is the reality. And every day in newspaper we keep seeing, there is a dichotomy in this. What is that which is not so right, which we are doing? Being in the skilling ecosystem, being in the industry, are we doing something wrong? We just wanted to do some sort of an introspection. So my slides for the next 10 minutes will be whatever I had realized over the last 10, 12 years, I have just poured out my heart. It's not to pinpoint an organization because every system, including me, have some strength, weakness. So being a defense officer, I would like to bring that aspect or the perspective of it. This is a PwC 2020 annual global CEO survey, which says 17% of US CEOs and 30% of global CEOs felt their upskilling programs were very effective. So if I read it the other way, yeah, thank you. Check. If I read it the other way, 70% of global CEOs felt upskilling programs were not effective. So accelerating digital transformation. So where is this disconnect? So there is a huge gap between the myth and the reality. I've just listed out certain parameters which we used to do it in the defense when we carry out some sand model discussions. I'm sure some of you might be from the defense as well. We list it out this way, where we have our own strengths being listed out, stakeholder strength, though we actually call it enemy strength. Here in this scenario, we call it the stakeholder strength. Own weakness versus stakeholders' weakness, own course of action, stakeholders' course of action. And the last, 7th and the 8th point, what is the best course of action for the stakeholder and what is the best course of action for us? So we can take it, we can play a role either way. So you call the stakeholder being a student or a candidate or a resource in your industry, in your company, and the skill ecosystem on the other side, or the industry on the other side. We can take it either way. I just made a small analysis. These are the popular statements which we use it for blame it on others. So we have that syndrome. Everybody says that I am okay, you're not okay. I have also gone through this. Everybody has gone through at some stage of life. So we say when the student or the candidate comes to the industry, the student is not industry ready. He is very poor in his subject, KSA, upbringing is bad. You must have heard of, or you must have used these phrases time and again. And the student also wants job next door, which you all must have realized. And he is not interested in enrolling in any of the online programs, even if it is free. Sabisa sir has good experience in this. I have also tried it out. I roll out free programs, no takers. So also the curriculum, what ma'am was mentioning, outdated curriculum. But from his perspective, I just try to see or introspect from his, put myself in his shoes empathetically and try to see what he would be undergoing. So, and I have interacted with these candidates and students wherein he has said, what has been promised by the HR is not, or the placement officer is not the reality. And they confuse us with CTC, the working conditions, the work culture, and the attrition, what we attribute, the main reason, as you all know, they change the managers, they don't change the job, which is a very, very important parameter wherein I fully endorse Neeraj's statement, where planning, when it is not done by the right person, the right time, the right way, the resource changes the manager. So the pay package is not commensurate with the skill set, and the Logistics Sector Skill Council, particularly, which is the apex body for setting standards, no industry in my last 4 years journey is really asking for, is my candidate level 4, level 5 certified by Sector Skill Council? No industry has asked for. And the policy setting body, though I was registrar of one of the university in Karnataka, though we have set standards where, like as I was mentioning about logistics sector skill setting standards for NSQF, and almost the journey is 3 years for EC members. You all know that the empanelment or the industry validation takes almost, to formulate a QP, it takes almost 3 years. After all this journey of 3 years, finally when the standards are set, this is going to be NSQF level 4, there are no takers. So where do we miss, what is that which we really miss here? And we are trying to build a bridge between academia and skilling ecosystem and the industry, but we always try to blame it on the UGC system is bad, the AICT is not, the sector skill councils are not at in current with reality. In fact, like ma'am was mentioning about the microcredit, how many of us really know there is a inter-university transfer credit? The credit can be transferred from one university to the other university, but not many takers. This is UGC's vision long back. None of us are aware. Nobody wants to take it. Though the policy is in place, nobody wants to really bail the cat. So there are universities which are doing well in masters by research, like what apprenticeship and other things we are slowly picking up. This is an old concept of masters by research, liberal arts. How many universities have this masters by research, wherein there are no classes, everything is by problem statement, which we keep talking about. In Singapore it happens, in Europe and UK it happens. But why it's not happening here? Though some universities in India have that facility, not many takers. This is the reality. Okay, I just tried to find out what could be the probable root cause for all these things. Okay, we always make an attempt, and attempt is effort oriented and not result oriented. We are only interested in the effort being put in. Does it translate into a meaningful result? Problem based learning, again, just I mentioned, are we getting into that? Is that the cause? The attrition, is it because of the upbringing of the student, the peer pressure or the parental pressure, who pressurizes the kid to come back to his native? Or are we working in silos? So everything is person driven, as you all might have understood, realized. The moment that particular person goes from that particular seat, the entire thing changes. There is no process driven. In fact, I'm not generalizing it. There is a kind of system which is there, where if it is process driven, the industry grows. And like there was a mention about this point number 6, where is the cost really reducing the skilling and training? Do we really require skilled manpower? Because the moment I skill him, he is going to switch over the job for maybe 500 rupees or more. So that has been the misconception, but that has been rightly set right before. So gig worker culture is there, the seasonality pattern, which people don't want. The Diwali sales, the e-commerce picks up. He also knows that next 6 months I'll be jobless. After 6 months I'll be jobless. So that kind of the Damocles sword being hanging always, it's a deterrent for that resource to continue in that particular thing. And whenever he switches job, there is always a social cultural difference, the peer pressure. I just listed, the list is endless. Seasonality, quality of faculties, we blame it on the universities, industry, it blames it on the faculties. The product which comes from the university is not of good quality. And during the lunchtime, we just had a discussion about lack of knowledge about the National Apprentice Promotion Scheme. I'm happy Reliance Industry has taken up with the 3PL the concept of apprenticeship, wherein I personally failed in getting inroads into the industry, wherein they say, since you are from Tamilnadu skill development, are you from the labor department, come to inspect me? That kind of suspicion is always there. So to avoid that, we need to have more transparent interaction with the industries and have more grassroots level, panchayat level connect, so that the attrition can be reduced. In fact, whatever probable root cause I have mentioned, everything has a story behind. Since paucity of time, I don't want, because when I say lack of grassroots level connect, we had certain incidences where the entire en masse the students just disappeared over weekend. When we found out they are from a particular village, we called up the village panchayat. Within 24 hours, the entire team was back, because they were scared of the panchayat president there rather than, we know where, when we pinch where it pains hard. In fact, I failed miserably when I said there is a free training program by Government of India, Government of Tamil Nadu. I really struggled to get the enrollment done, registrations done. I have a mandate to skill train around 10,000 students in Tamil Nadu. I'm not able to do it. Hardly I've touched around 3,000 in the past 1 month. I don't know what is the reason. In fact, you can give me a probable solution to fix these problems. Nobody wants to enroll even for a free program. It is fully paid by government. So, but when I say you pay 100 rupees for this program, they say it's too high, I can't pay. When I say it's free program, nobody is registering. This is the reality. And we also make certain decisions, armchair diplomacy, I don't know, that is also hurting the ecosystem. And I also blame myself, like I am not in touch with reality. So, like Samir Bhai was telling, Neeraj Bhai was telling, where you grease your hand, I used to grease my hand wherever I go. Go to the grassroots level, understand their problem, empathetically understand, then try to correct the system. But still I am a failure. So that last thing holds good, blame it on others. So what we did, probable solution, because I keep telling others are, you're not okay, I am okay. We did a small interactive session with all the think tanks, almost 40 industry heads came, headed by Mr. Uday Chandran IAS. He is presently the project non-Mudalvan special project head. He is my chairman now. He brought in around 40 top industrialists, and the task given to them is to spell out clearly what is that current job role which is going to be in demand, what are the add-on courses you would like to add on, and what are the short-term internships which you can offer, and what are the industry-ready ideas or contributions which you suggest. These are the four broad categories in which they were tasked to speak on. So we had a good this thing, and these are the recommendations by the industry list. In fact, this presentation is there. You can copy it. I can request Vijay Kumar sir to share it with others. These are the industry experts' job roles which they say they claim that it is in great demand. So I leave it here. These are the recommendations which they have said. These are the demand in logistics and supply chain in all the 12 subsectors. Okay. So basis which they had given me a mandate to skill train around 5,200. In fact, Ms. Divya Innocent IAS, she's the managing director of TNASDC. She told me, I have given you 5,200, you enroll 5,200 or you enroll more, I will give you another 10,000 students, because 1,60,000 students are in the final year in the the final degree. She is giving me that opportunity, and she said, I will fund the final year skill development programs. But I am not able to enroll from the government colleges, though we have fantastic connect between the principals, the placement officers, the nodal officers, but still I don't know, there is some disconnect between, I am not able to figure out yet. So these are the courses which we have rolled out: inventory analyst, quality analyst, the list is there, and of course export-import documentation executive. This is all as per NSQ of aligned courses. This in regional clusters, if FFFAI can handshake with me, I'll be grateful. In fact, thanks to Shantanu sir, we had a good interactive session with the AMTOI members, and they had promised me the same slide. I am, with your permission sir, I am flashing it here as well for requesting the FFFAI members. The same thing which we request the expert faculties from FFFAI for the college graduate, case study based skilling, hackathons, problem solving systems, field visits, internships. So these are the things which are the need of the hour, which I request the FFFAI members, if they can contribute to me, if you can contribute to the skilling ecosystem in Tamilnadu in particular, because my domain, geographical domain is Tamilnadu for the time being. So if you can help me out in fulfilling these requests, I'll be grateful. And 6th, 7th and 8th point, I leave it to the FFFAI management to take a call, to have more visibility, to have more closer connect with the academia. So from the ecosystem, I will give you highly skilled youth, because it's not one way I take it from you. I will give you the skilled youth which you have been asking for, and they will be totally aligned with the needs of FFFAI, I promise. And almost 10,000 students I can give you straight away. By December, you call me, I will produce the students wherever, whichever place you want, whichever job roles you want, I will give you the pan-India. And 6 regional clusters I have, straight away they can come there and pick them up. These are the additional courses which I have been told, you take it on, I'll give you 10,000 more students allocation, you can skill train them. These are the additional courses. This is basis of, this is based on the think tank observations. So this is my last slide. If the team can play the video, I'll be happy. Otherwise, I have finished. Is it possible? Yeah, please. This particular video really touched me, that's why.
Thank you so much for patience. Thank you.
Thank you, Commander. That was wonderful. Just to put it in perspective for all of us, there are about 26 colleges in India. Concentration, of course, is Tamilnadu, but there are about 26 colleges in India which offer an undergraduate program in logistics. So if any of you want staff, you should contact one of these 27 colleges rather than just employ तेरे गांव से किसी को लेके आ मैं job पे रख लूँगा. Try and employ these boys and girls who will come out of all these colleges. And the program that ma'am spoke about, 2 years study and 1 year on the job, I think that is the future for our industry. Also, we need to recognize that large number of institutes offer certificate programs in logistics. Now with the classification that the sector council has come in, we'll have a large number of certification happening in the individual verticals. So that should also help you in identifying people and encouraging the average parent to think that yes, my ward can make a career in logistics. Now we've seen what the university is doing. We've also seen what one of the state sector council institutes are doing. I'd also like to invite most of you over here. We have I think we have about 11 councils of the type that Tamil Nadu has in different states. Please reach out to your state council, go and offer logistics as a probable vertical, offer your services over there. I'm sure collectively it's our responsibility, as I say, that like the IT industry, we should be a self-help industry, at least as far as our manpower requirements are concerned. You know, we only need to create our future workforce rather than depend on somebody else. And now something very close to all of us is the Indian Institute of Freight Forwarders. All of you have heard of it. It's a wonderful program.